With your latest news, I'm April Cummings. This weekend, we celebrate Heroes Day. It is a chance to reflect on our national heritage and simultaneously be inspired for the future. CIGTV's Donna Bush has more.
This weekend's National Heroes Day celebrations will recognize our seafaring heritage and the men and women who contributed to the foundation of the Cayman Islands. This year, we'll also see the unveiling of the bust of 3 national heroes and present the inaugural recipients of the Order of the Cayman Islands. Now, for everyone's safety and to follow COVID-19 gathering restrictions, seating is limited and priority is being given to recipients and their invited guests. So the wider public is invited to tune in to the festivities being carried live on CIG television and Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
That's CIGTV's Donna Bush.
Unlike any other year, we're having it on a 3-day weekend, thanks to COVID.
So not 1, but 3 days worth of National Heroes Day celebrations this year as we honor our seafaring traditions. Melanie Sims with the Protocol Office tells Radio Cayman things kick off on Saturday.
We're taking the event out, and we will be on Cayman Brac. And for the first time, yes, going to the Brac, and we're happy to do that.
Starting at 1 o'clock at the Aston Ruddy Center, the country will honor and recognize those in the Cayman Brac community who have contributed to the island's rich seafaring history.
And then we come back to Grand Cayman and we recognize those from the eastern districts. That's Bodden Town, Northside, East End. Bodden Town, of course, includes Savannah. And that will be on Sunday evening at 4 o'clock at Pedro St. James, birthplace of democracy.
And finally, on Monday, the celebrations move to Heroes Square to honor seafarers from Georgetown and West Bay. That event starts at 9 a.m. Now, as mentioned, Radio Cayman will be carrying all 3 events live, and they will be simulcast on CIG TV on television, as well as on the Cayman Islands government YouTube channel. Unlike prior years, due to the need to keep the crowds down because of social distancing and the pandemic, there will be no post-event refreshments or entertainment, and the general public is encouraged to watch the event at home, whether online or on television. Drivers can expect some road closures this weekend related to National Heroes Day. The following roads will be closed from tonight until 9 p.m. on Monday, and that's to allow for the setup and breakdown of the stages and all the equipment. They'll be temporarily reopened, though, between midnight and 12 p.m. on Saturday. Here are the closures: Fort Street at the junction with North Church Street, Fort Street by the Clock Tower, Edward Street at the junctions with Main Street and Cardinal Avenue, and Albert Panton Street at the junction with Cardinal Avenue. The Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport reopens registration for the tourism stipend with an aim of helping Caymanians who worked in the tourism sector who have lost their employment due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Radio Cayman's Dion Anglin has more.
Displaced tourism workers who have not yet registered to receive the tourism stipend will have another opportunity between Tuesday, January 26th and Friday, January 29th. Starting 9 a.m. this Tuesday, displaced tourism employees who have not yet registered with the Ministry of Tourism can access the registration link at stipend.ourcayman.ky. To qualify for the stipend, applicants must meet the following criteria: Caymanian, Residency and Employment Rights Certificate RERC, married to a Caymanian or permanent resident, worked in the tourism sector, no longer working full-time, or have not applied already. The registration period closes at 5 p.m. on Friday, January 29th, and then officials will begin the verification process. Applicants are encouraged to respond to missed calls, voicemails, and emails as representatives from the Ministry and Department of Tourism may be in contact for further information. Reporting for Radio Cayman News, I'm Dion Anglin.
And a reminder from the ministry, if you have already received the stipend, you don't need to reapply because your stipend payments will automatically be extended through June. This registration period is for those who have not registered for the stipend before. There is a call center that will be open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. through the registration period. The numbers are 526-1252, 526-1254, 526-1266, and 526-1290, as well as 526-1291. KPMG hosts a lifelong learning program in local schools. Radio Cayman's Felicia Rankin-Solins has more on Money Talks.
The classroom presentation was designed for high school students years 11 and 12.
Money Talks was created to increase financial literacy amongst young people in the Cayman Islands, to educate them about money and to help prepare them for their future. In 2020, before the lockdown, we presented to over 350 students from both government schools and private schools, including John Gray, Clifton Hunter, Hope Academy, and Wesleyan Christian Academy.
KPMG Assistant Manager Deanne Blackman says they cover topics from goal setting, budgeting, banking and savings, borrowing and credit, as well as careers and compensation.
So the outcomes of key financial decisions can have a lasting impact on our lives and our ability to reach our goals. With Money Matters, it's important to plan and make sure you have enough money to support yourself as well as your loved ones in the future. And the amount of options and information available when it comes to finances in the real world is vast and can often be very overwhelming. So we're here to help streamline the process.
Ms. Blackman says high schoolers have taken a keen interest in the finance teachings.
Students have responded in the most positive way. They ask a lot of questions. They're excited to learn that, they are able to open a bank account as a student savers account with some of the banks, even if they're not 18. They are very intrigued to learn that, there's different types of compensation when you have a job, whether it's health insurance and pension and vacation leave, but then there's also sometimes job perks like gym memberships that they can also look forward to when getting a new job.
This year, KPMG hopes to expand the Money Talks program to Clifton Hunter, SciFec, CCC, Cayman Academy, and Lighthouse School. For Radio Cayman News, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
On January 24th, the United Nations International Day of Education, KPMG will release a Money Talks video series in partnership with Life. Literacy is for everyone. You can watch the complete episodes at kpmg.ky. The Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports, Agriculture and Lands names Kristen Ferguson as a Proud of Them honoree.
To be selected as a Proud of Them, I was very honored when I got the email. I was very happy. I was reading it with my dad and I was selected for this. And it was just a complete honor to me to know that I was being recognized for all the hours of hard work that I have put in behind the scenes. And I'm able to be publicly acknowledged for this.
Kristen is the island's youngest qualified cricket umpire and football referee.
I consider my achievements in sports to be some of my most outstanding ones because I am currently a cricket umpire at the age of 10. At a function, I got to meet Jimmy Adams, the former West Indies captain, and he says that he's never seen an umpire at that age, and I'm very proud to be one of the first umpires at my age, if not the first in the world, to have this qualification.
This is the 12th round of the Proud of Them honoree program. The ministry, in partnership with Youth Services, erects billboards across the islands, including Cayman Brac this year, featuring the likenesses of the honorees. To view Kristen's profile in its entirety, you can check out the Cayman Islands Youth Services YouTube page. The National Trust for the Cayman Islands Historic Register update is underway.
So the Historic Register is a way that we sort of keep a record of all of the homes, built heritage, old Caymanian homes specifically, as well as artifacts and relics from the past. And we update them, catalog them, and digitize them so that we can keep them for posterity, for present and future generations.
Historic Programs Manager Stuart Wilson says the process could take up to a year.
The actual exercise of collecting the data is done by our volunteers, and they canvass the different districts, taking pictures of the homes, getting information about the historical significance and prominent people whom may have lived in the structures. A lot of the homes that we will be looking at are already on the register, but we update the register every 2 years, because what we find is a lot of times, developments happen where sometimes the homes are not even there still. So it's important for us to continue this record in terms of keeping abreast of what's still there and what heritage still exists.
Data collectors will have identification cards to confirm they're representing the National Trust. That is your latest local news on this Friday. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm April Cummings.